It comes back to you can't optimize chaos. Like clarity is the thing.
Build your dream today. We show you the way. Luxury leads come to play. New homes here to stay. Marketing's our game. Elevate your name. Reach for the fame. Never just the same. We're the iconic agent. New construction's our lane. Teaching you the secrets to luxury games. Digital wave we ride. Strategies we provide. No need to hide. Success is on your side. Close deals like a pro. Watch your profits grow. High standards we show. Feel that golden glow. We're the iconic agent. New construction's our lane. Teaching you the secrets for luxury games. Digital wave we ride. Strategies we provide. No need to hide. Success is on your side. Close deals like a pro. Watch your profits grow. High standards we show. Feel that golden glow. We're the iconic agent. New construction's our lane. Teaching you the secrets for luxury games.
All right, welcome everybody. Today is May 27th, 2026, and welcome to the weekly Midweek Tune-Up. I am Damon Greene, and
I am Nathaniel Crawford.
this is your quick midweek calibration for new construction, real estate mindset, and marketing momentum. So here's how these calls work. These calls are the what? This is a one-way conversation. We don't take questions. We don't have conversations. Once we're done, we're done. We're basically talking about what's working and kind of jogging your mind a little bit on some things. Now, this is the what. If you want to know the how to do what we're talking about, how to do what we've been talking about, that's the interactive two-way conversation. So that's what the new home marketing insider is. So the what to do is what we're going to talk about now. The how to do with support, Q&A, community, and monthly virtual training and resources is the how. We actually did have, well, I'll go through that. So you can go to the iconicagent.com/insider. We'll give you some more information on that at the end, but that's not why you're here. So if you've got questions, you can join next month's free AMA coaching call. We actually had one yesterday, went about 2 hours, and that's literally any questions you have about what we discuss, you can ask there and we just answer. We give you coaching free. There's no obligation. You get a 72-hour replay period. After that, they go into the insider, which is why you'll want to be part of the insider. Just yesterday's conversation alone, and we've got like a half a dozen or a dozen more of those conversations, that's worth the price of admission. So you can go over to the iconicagent.com/insider, get more information on that, and get the permanent replay of yesterday's AMAs and others. So why are you here today? Today's topic is AI really helping you or slowing you down? Now, let me give some context to this, and it had me thinking. So I get a bunch of newsletters. Nate and I share newsletters. I have, who knows, a bunch of stuff. I'm sure we all have things. Well, there's one that I actually pay attention to when I was reading through it. It's an AI related. It's not real estate related, but it's AI related. And it was an article about someone that's really heavy into AI that was talking about from a majority of businesses, and I would argue to say that a majority of agents as well, when you look at the total time, AI, they're losing time doing what they're doing. So I know I see this with agents just from yesterday's conversation, other conversations. when we're looking at efficiency. So that's how we got it on this topic. Was I read that and it had me thinking, okay, you know what? I can understand this because I see like somebody that's doing something. I'm like, that's not efficient. So when you look at the time from, so let's consider this when we're talking about time frame. And Nate, chime in on this. So we're talking about the task itself, prompting and going back and prompting and changing prompts and trying to get it dialed in, editing what you get back, doing fact checking and all that, and publishing. So the total time, like how long does it take you to do that? And this is one of the things that I've seen with agents, not just agents, but in general. When I ask, hey, do you use reusable prompts? Or how do you reuse that prompt? There's a deer in headlights. Like, no, I don't create reusable prompts. I just say, hey, go do this, and it does that, and I get it, and I massage it, and then I go put it out there. That's not efficient. And then if you have prompts you use regularly, if you don't have a repository library database that you can constantly go back to get that, that's a problem. So from the time of, oh, I got an idea, and just willy-nilly, they're not putting the time and structure into, got an idea, get a result, got another idea, get a result, edit it down, spending time editing, coming back to it and finishing it. They're actually spending more time using AI. They just sat down in one fell swoop and did what they were doing. So the goal is not to do that, be super efficient. And I'll give you, so one of the examples I'll give at the end is this session right now. We have efficiency set up with this session. So as soon as this is done, by tomorrow, and it only takes me about 30 minutes, I just have to drop it in there. I have well written, you would never know it was AI because it's actually our words from here, but we take this and we drop it into an engine and it spits out 12 pieces of content. I go in there and maybe spend an hour on editing all of it, and then it goes out there. But when you're reading it, it hits. It's our words because it's exactly what I'm saying now. It's what Nate and I will have in this conversation. But the efficiency is it took a lot of heavy lifting up front to get there, but I can take any transcript, yesterday's AMA, drop it in there, bam, I already got the transcripts, I already have articles written, emails written from our conversations. That's what I'm talking about versus every time we do one of these, hey, I need an article on this. Hey, I need a blog post. Hey, I need some this, that, or a third. So I'm going to stop there. Then I'm going to go through the 4 problems that we see and then ways out of those with some examples. So Nate, chime in on that as far as, you know, what you've done personally and then what you also see when it comes to leveraging, actually really leveraging AI in your business personally.
Yeah, well, the thing that I see agents get caught up in is something that I've gotten caught up in, is what I call the optimization doom loop. So you come up with a prompt, you use that prompt, and it helps you craft a LinkedIn post. And you tweak that LinkedIn post, and while you're tweaking it, you're like, man, well, I could probably tweak the prompt and get a better post. So then you go tweak the prompt, and you get another post. And you say, oh, well, I could probably tweak the prompt a little more and get a better post. So now you're tweaking the prompt and getting the post that you keep tweaking the prompt, trying to optimize the prompt. And I could have posted this LinkedIn post from scratch an hour and a half ago. So I think that's one of those places where you keep tweaking. Either the optimization happens when you're trying to get the perfect prompt to give you that perfect piece of content to work with, or that perfect image or whatever, or the other side of that is you got a prompt that works and you keep tweaking the post itself to the point where it's not even what the AI gave you in the first place. So the purpose of AI is to help you be more efficient, but in order for you to be more efficient, you need to be clear on what you're trying to accomplish with this efficiency, and then be mindful of
you in a feedback loop, putting you in
a feedback loop of you trying to optimize the optimization, and not just, hey, I got to get this done. I'm going to do it now. You know, sloppy success is better than perfect failure. I'm going to get it done, and then as I get it done, I can iterate on that. And you know, I use a lot of LinkedIn, or a lot of AI for some of the stuff I do on LinkedIn. but I use it as an origin that I can then optimize from and move on, instead of using it as something that can create a rabbit hole and make a post that, if I posted, manually the old-fashioned way and just thought of some stuff, might take me 30 minutes. Now it takes me 15 because I'm massaging something, versus letting that same post take me an hour and a half because I'm tweaking and tweaking and tweaking.
Exactly. So the optimization doom loop is the equivalent to agents that are taking every single training, webinar, learning, and they keep learning and learning and learning and learning and learning, and they're not doing. So that's basically what you just said. You're optimizing it instead of just get it good enough to just go. So those are two sides of the same coin. Now, the four problems that I see, and Nate, chime in if you see any more, the four problems that I typically see with agents and folks leveraging AI or trying to leverage AI, because say it's a newer technology, it's been around for a while, but it's still, real estate agents are usually the last to adopt technology and do things. So one of the things I've noticed is they have no idea what to use it for. They're like, AI, like, what do I use it for? And we'll get some examples of the typical stuff that's used. They have no idea what to use it for. They have random thoughts and ideas like, ooh, let me go do this. When they use it, they create subpar content that's really like, it's almost the equivalent to those services that we get every agent content, and every agent would post it on their LinkedIn profile and on their social media. It's the same content. It's the equivalent to that. It's just a little different because it's unique, but it's still subpar. And then number four, they have no consistency. Now, the possibilities with those problems, you have, and Nate alluded to this a little bit earlier, you have a clear focus on your goals. What are you trying to do? Why even do you need to use AI, number one? Number two, random thoughts and ideas. You have well thought out and researched ideas. You put the time in, you've batched some time just to sit down and come up with ideas. That's a starting point. With the subpar content, the possibility there is quality output, not just content, but quality output and content, because you did define your clear goals and you have well thought out ideas. And then with the consistency, the possibility with that is just being consistent with it. So what does this look like? So here is, did I miss any of those, Nate?
You can't optimize chaos. You need a process. So if you don't have a process, AI doesn't help you, because AI can't help you optimize if you have nothing to optimize for. So the first step there is to make sure that you are clear on what you are doing and how you are doing it. And then AI can help you find more efficient ways to do the how.
So yes, and that's number one for okay, here's the problem of possibility. What do we do? Have a plan. Sit down and think through your goals. What do I need? What's the plan? Just do a dump. Chaos is fine. When I say when me and Nate, you're listening to me and Nate. Nate has to do things to calm his mind down. I got to do things to calm my mind down. Our minds are at any given moment all over the place. So it's okay to have that happen, but get it out of here and onto some paper or document. Put together a plan. Then after you have the goals and the plan, brainstorm ideas for that plan. So, and we'll give an example, because once you come up with one topic, there's ways to cycle it, but sit down for about 10 minutes and just a bunch of ideas, whatever, anything goes, just jot it down. Then what you want to do is, once you have your brainstorm ideas and you have a general plan of what are you trying to do? Are you trying to create Nate mentioned LinkedIn. Are you trying to create a LinkedIn series or a LinkedIn post? Okay, we'll dial in on that. Well, what are your ideas for LinkedIn posts? Who is your ideal client that you're trying to reach with that post? Then you want to take that plan and ideas and build on those. Okay, so I want some 30-second posts. Maybe I want an article and a blog post. I want a long form thought leadership article. So I'm going to have to plug some things in there. Let me go get some more information from that. So now you're building the plan, and the best way to do this whole strategy is just like we talk about with content, is batching it. batch it, put it together, sit down at one time. So take 10 minutes, 20 minutes, put together your plan. What are you trying to do? Takes another 10, 20 minutes, brainstorm ideas about that plan. Then how do they tie together? What do you need from that? You have your ideas, you have a general plan. Like sit down and do this before you even touch any prompt or any idea. Because as I'm sure you know at this point, garbage in, garbage out. If you're giving AI more value and information, it's going to give you a better output versus just hopping in there randomly like, hey, I need an article about this, or hey, here's a property listing description that went expired. I'm trying to get the listing, so give me a better one. That's not enough. You really want to dial in. And Nate, I see your wheel spinning.
Well, it comes back to you can't optimize chaos. Like clarity is the thing. Like if you do not start from a place of, oh, I want to do this really cool thing. I want to go after this expired listing, and I want to go after it by pointing out all of the things that the previous agent didn't do and how we can do them better. Okay, now you have something that you can then give to your AI. Oh, I want to give them my 10-point marketing plan that I know this thing their previous agent didn't do. Now you have something. You can't just do what you just said. Oh, hey, I want to go after this. Help me. It doesn't work that way. And these are essentially large language models in most cases. A lot of them aren't as intelligent as you think they are. So if you don't give them the guidance they need, they can't do what you need them to do. They just make you look silly, and then you end up wasting time because you got to go back and do it the old-fashioned way anyway.
And that's the entire point. If you're going to leverage AI, let AI make you massively productive. So like 5x what you would normally do, but that chaos in your brain is actually a good thing to get out and then jump in and put into your AI so that you can have some context behind it. Now, here's about three typical scenarios when we ask agents, well, how are you using AI? Number one is always listing presentation. So here's a little tip with that. With listing presentations, there are several different ways to do it, but on the December 15th, 2025 tune-up, we walk through this exact scenario with a listing presentation. You know who your ideal client is. Here's the listing. Well, now you combine those two. Again, this is the planning up front. Who's my ideal client for this property? Here's the description, whether you have it, whether you pull from Zillow, whether you just walk through it. Then let me create a story style listing description that would resonate with them. We walk through the 3 story styles in the December 15th tune up, and in the insider, we give you the specific strategies and prompts to do this. Copy, paste the link, information, bam, you'll get it back out. That is something that was well planned out. So you can sit down and massage it, or you can get really good output up front and take 5-10 minutes to update that. Then number 2, social media. Every agent is using quote unquote AI for social media, and they're getting really good stuff. Again, you want to make sure you have the right angles. Is it resonating with your ideal client? Is it something are you just posting to post? Are you posting something that is just feel good, or is it something that's going to get results? There's certain viral elements and attention grabbing strategies. In the insider, we have a tool that we built that has all those best practices in the background. Copy and paste new construction URL, your content, spits out 3 viral reels, scripts for you, 15 to 60 second reels automatically. We've done the work for you because we put the planning in for this to think for you to get it out. And then with the emails, do your emails sound like you, or your emails? Because I don't think anybody has ever really talked like this. And it's funny because our Naples buddy, Nate, has sent me some stuff, and I'm like, you use ChatGPT. It's, hi, Damon. I hope this email finds you well. I've seen so many agents plug that in there, like knowing good and damn well, y'all ain't never say, I hope this email finds you well. So knowing who you're talking to and having your personality, give your AI some soul. Have it give you better output. Don't just copy and paste, because it is obvious. People can read your stuff and see if it's obvious that you used AI for it, unless you put the work into doing that. Nate, what are some other ways that the average agent uses AI that you've seen, and how just small tweaks they can make it better, or topics that we've covered on the Insider?
Yeah, well, I think one of the other big ones is asking AI to tell them what to post on social media with, and this is sort of an echo of what you just said, asking AI to tell them what to post, but not telling the AI who their ideal avatar is. So you ask AI to help you get clients, and you end up with a whole bunch of generic content about down payment assistance and housing, and your ideal client is the luxury buyer that's looking for your pre-construction. So the AI just gave you what it thinks a real estate agent wants to post on social media, not knowing that you're actually alienating your client. So in that particular example, you would actually be repelling your ideal buyer by doing what the AI said, because you didn't give the AI enough information about your ideal client, and it just gave you generic information for any agent. So making sure that you have that clarity on who you're talking to is sort of the foundational piece, because if once you know who you're talking to, then you can go deep on the what's and the whys and the hows, but you got to know who.
Exactly. So one of the things that's very critical for you to tell whatever AI you're working with, not just who you want to attract, but what do you want? What's your niche? If you're focusing on new construction, you don't want information about rehab. If you're focusing on luxury, you don't want cheap townhomes or affordable housing, because luxury is not affordable. I mean, in the ways of people looking for affordable housing. So that's something else to highly consider, is what's your niche. Like, you need to give it all of this, but you have to sit down, and instead of flying by the seat of your pants, and we're real estate agents, this happens, but instead of flying by the seat of your pants, stop, sit down for at least an hour, figure out your goals, come up with ideas and plans, and from there you can start to build out ideas, start creating prompts. In the Insider, and in, I think it was the third or fourth episode of this tune-up conversation, we walk through the 3-step prompting process. It doesn't matter what you're using, there's a 3-step process. You can create the perfect prompts for you. Nate's got prompts I don't use. I've got prompts he doesn't use, but they're perfect for him, and mine are perfect for me. We'll share them. What's perfect for you? And then leaning in on, so at 3 o'clock today, we have the one of the last coaching calls for our Q1 new construction buyer attraction elite accelerator. So we've postponed the Q2. We're going to come back in Q3. And so basically, the accelerator is where we teach our new construction process. But today, we gave them their ideal client avatars for the communities that they're promoting. And we took this same process. So Nate and I kind of brainstormed real quick, and we're going to walk through this live with them. But this is what we're doing, and this is something you can totally do yourself. Take your ideal client avatar. All of the 4 docs, the 3 docs that we give you, it's actually 5 now, but the 3 docs that are in there that we talk through. Take your ideal client avatar, their pain points, desires, psychographic, demographic, filmographic information. Upload that. Take the website and as much detail as you can find. If you have broker tools for like one of the developments, or you have an interview, that take all of that in the website, put those 2 in the LLM, and say, you have my ideal client and you have this website, this subdivision, or this building. What about this property would resonate with my ideal client? See what comes up. You're going to get ideas. And then ask, what questions can I answer that my ideal client would have about this property? And see what comes up. Now, with that, we're going to cover that on our 3 o'clock. But that alone will open your mind up to so much, because it's so targeted towards your specific community or your specific neighborhood. And you're going to get and be able to create content like no one else, because no one else is going to have those 2 elements in place. So when we talk about setting goals and clarity, like that is what we'll do. We'll sit down and say, we always start with, who are you talking to? Then what are your goals? And we'll walk through more at 3 o'clock with those accelerator cohort. Or you can join the Insider and we'll walk through the whole playbook and guide step by step, because that's something that we talked about a little bit yesterday on the AMA. But we are just about the top of the hour. So Nate, is there anything else? Actually, I have a couple tools and strategies. You want to drop some quick tools and strategies on them? You got anything based on what we just talked about?
Well, my favorite tool right now is a tool called Galaxy. I know Damon's gonna send out some info for that. It's a super agent tool that helps me with a bunch of stuff. But the key, the theme, if you don't remember nothing else from what we said today, is you can't optimize chaos, right? You can't make chaos more efficiently. Understand what you're trying to accomplish. And once you understand that, the more clarity you have on that, the more powerful the things that you can achieve with AI will be.
Yep. And then there's organized chaos, as he said, come up with a way to save your prompts or prompts that you use regularly so that you get repeated results. You get the same outcome. The reason we get the same outcome and we can predict the outcome we're going to get is because we know what we're giving it and we know what's in the engine. So save your prompts. There's a tool it's a paid tool called Buddy Prompts, actually from a buddy of mine, no pun intended, Brandon Shelton. He's up in Boston. Really great developer, marketing guy, but it's called Buddy Prompt. I'm using that lately. Now there's a free Chrome plugin called Saved Prompts. I broke it. My prompts were too big. It stopped working, but I still have some prompts in there. I don't know. It's free, so I don't really get mad if it doesn't work. So those are two solutions that I'm personally using that work really well. I like Saved Prompts. You just have to have good eyes because you have to go through and see your title. There's no categorization. Buddy Prompt, I tag everything. So I can type in MWT, which stands for Midweek Tune-Up, and all of my prompts for these episodes come up. And that's what I run out where I drop my 3 to 4 hours of creating content around this down to 30 minutes max with all those prompts. But we've got a system in place for that. And then this isn't a tool, but this is a tactic. For most people, you can speak faster than you can write. So stop typing to AI and start talking to it. Use dictation tools where you can have a conversation. If you're using ChatGPT, you can just hit the dictation tool or actually talk to it, but just talk through your ideas instead of trying to write them down or write them down while you're talking, so that input is still the input, but you can talk better. So that's one of my hacks. Like I go on walks in the morning, and when I do those, I have ideas. So I just drop them into my note taker. I use Otter.ai. I'll drop them in there, and then I'll take that conversation and drop it into my AI, ChatGPT or Claude, and say, okay, this is a conversation I had. I want to do this idea. Let's start building out a prompt for this. So now I don't have to sit there and try to remember what I did. I'm always on. Easy process, but talk to the AI. If your brain moves like ours does, or even if it doesn't, you have ideas, just talk to it instead of trying to remember, type it down, because you're going to be able to talk faster. So really quick, as we end up before Nate gives the benediction. All right, so we wrapped up for today. If you'd like the archives and the resources and downloads from this, go to theIconicAgent.com/tune-up. If you're already signed up, you will get those on Friday when this goes live for the replay. If you have questions around this content, join the New Home Marketing Insiders. You got the exact strategy, step-by-step, how to do what we just talked to do about resources training. It's exclusive to New Home Marketing Insiders. So the Iconic Agent New Home Marketing Insider, it's a monthly luxury and new construction marketing edge on your schedule. You get access, support, and community. This is just a taste of what you get. And remember, this is just what to do. In the Insider, we walk through exactly how to do each step. So the last 30 minutes was just a taste. In the Insider, you're going to get content kits, coaching access, 24/7 access to me and Nate through the community chat, access to other agents. Like you'll see Chris is on here, has great marketing insight, sharing in the community, cheat sheets, built proprietary software for new construction and luxury new construction already in there. And right now until the end of the month, if you use code INSIDER37, you'll get $10 off per month to put it at $37 a month. There's no contract, cancel anytime. and you can join right now and get instant access. And as a bonus this month, you guys have probably heard about agents and things going on. We're gifting you $100 in your very own virtual assistant, chief of staff, that is easy to use and set up. We'll have step-by-step instructions. You can use it for whatever you need to, but a lot of what we're talking about, your chief of staff can help you do that. So we're gifting that to you. It's literally a $30,000 value that you're getting for free. And why do I say $30,000? Because we have an assistant that we paid and pay $30,000 a year that couldn't do half of this. We just shifted what they're doing. We didn't get rid of them. We shifted what he's doing, and we're using this. So you're not going to be able to get a deal like that anywhere else. So there's also you can go to the site and see we have an annual option to give you 25% off. But head over to the iconicagent.com/insider, and you'll get this and more, and a step-by-step what to do. Our goal is to be your marketing guardrails. If you have a question about something, we can more than likely provide it or point you in the right direction. So until next week, Nate, can you give the benediction, sir?
Thank you for coming out. God bless y'all. Go get the money.
Digital wave we ride, strategies we provide. No need to hide, success is on your side. Close deals like a pro, watch your profits grow. High standards we show.